Good day, everybody. Hope everyone's well. Today we're going to be talking about our academy that we had started, so stay tuned for that. And hope everyone's doing well today. So don't forget, if you feel like asking questions, feel free to. Sorry, I'm just getting my computer up. There we go. And there's the chat. There we go. All right, cool. So we're going to talk about our Saber Academy that we started, and we say Saber Academy and not Lightsaber Academy, so that way we don't get dinged by Lucasfilms or Disney or anyone else because lightsaber is their thing. So that's what we call Saber, and our actual academy name is Omega Saber Academy. So it's been a couple years in the making, to be honest, and it's been kind of a slow process, but we've been digging at it. And hey, Darth Ventrid, how's it going?
Welcome back.
Yeah. So we're just going to go over a bit how we started. Is that a few years ago, Jess and I made started the academy by we had gotten dueling sabers from Ultra Sabers, and of course, as a married couple, we dueled, and it was great. It's great. Fun. It's fun. You get out your frustrations that way, right?
Well, Sith, right?
Sith, yeah, and the Jedi has to defend themselves.
Well,
yeah, and then we started doing reviews of the Ultra Sabers on YouTube, and then I started doing the forums of lightsaber combat, and we noticed that eventually we needed to do it outside, especially when it came to Forum 4, Taru. Mm-hmm. And when we were outside, all the kids in the neighborhood came flocking to us, and they wanted sabers. And by that point, we had like 10 sabers at the time. So we handed out every single saber, and all the kids were dueling. And it was just, we got pictures of it and everything, and it was awesome just to have that many kids wanting to do this. Mm-hmm. So we got in our head that this would be great, but in an environment that was more safe, because just doing it outside and no structure, people will get hurt. These blades can hurt if hit in the head or a finger or something, right? So then we started talking about it, and then our big thing was finding a place to do this.
Yeah, that wasn't easy.
That's been the most challenging part. I got the equipment, but the challenging part was to find a suitable place where it was big enough for us to do this. Eventually I found an organization that let me use some of their time in a gym at a school, and that was pretty awesome, but it was only temporary. So we still were trying to find a place, and it's only been since actually November that we actually found a place. It's a smaller place, but it's free. And you could have about 3 students there at a time, but I could also make different classes. I can make more classes if needed. And that's how we started it. And it's for youth 12 and up, just because they're a little bit more, in my opinion, a little bit more structured, a little bit more disciplined. And it was my first time teaching this, so, got to keep it a little bit more simple. So that's kind of how it all played together. And currently, I'm actually looking to make this into a business, so it could fund itself, however, have some classes that are free for youth, because that is my main focus. We live in a neighborhood where it's low income, very low income, and there's not a lot of things that these youth can do without costing a bunch of money. So, make something free like this, and And there's nothing else like this really in the area. The closest like 4 hours away, and even then, I don't think it's actually a structured environment. It's just a bunch of people that come together every once in a while. So that's basically how we started, and it's been going great. And so I'm just waiting for some grants to come in and stuff, and then maybe we'll have a bigger place that we could actually, for adults, they pay a small fee, and if there's enough, then it could subsidize a free program or class for the youth. So that's basically my idea that I have with this. And yeah. So it's been a bit of a long road. It's been almost 2 years since we actually started thinking of the idea up to this point. But we also have a couple of other options too. There's the Saber Legion that has offered if I wanted to expand, and that's definitely an option if needed to go in that direction. So I'm talking to them too.
Fencing armor.
I will get to that. I will definitely get to that, Darth. I actually had a little bit of like a point form thing that I'm trying to go through. So, but definitely I have the equipment ready to actually show. So yeah, so I get all the parents assigned forms, and not only forms, in case someone gets hurt, but also for pictures and videos, because parents are, especially that's kind of our laws in Ontario, Canada, where parents need to sign their kids for that. And we got some rules, of course. We got major rules, which no real dueling until the rank of Padawan. So we don't want anyone that's not disciplined enough and doesn't have the experience. We don't want them real dueling right away. They'll do choreographed dueling for now. When the emergency word hold is yelled out, everyone has to freeze until hold off is said. And the reason for this is people are just in the middle of a duel and it gets really busy. We say someone's contact lens comes out. Well, you don't want someone to step on that. So hold means everyone freezes. And it's not to be used lightly. So, but everyone does that. Everyone freezes. And of course, you don't intentionally hurt someone. And there's no bullying, harassing, or putting anyone down. So those are the major rules. And it's coming really handy. So yeah, that's so those are the rules, and everyone starts off at the rank of initiate, always. And I'll get to what the initiate trials we do for it are. But now we'll go to the equipment. So first up is obviously sabers, and we use the heavy grade blades and simple hilts, initiate or apprentice hilts. This is an overlord. This is mine that I use in class, just so it's more identifiable with everyone else. So no one else will use this one. But there's blue, there's green, there's red that we all use. Now, as for equipment, the two major things that you for sure need are obviously hand protection, and there's two different types that we've used just because equipment's kind of hard to find in our area, so I've had to order them. Are hockey gloves, lots of padding, but obviously it's a little bit more cumbersome, but it definitely protects the hand. This was our first thing that we used to get, but then eventually I did find lacrosse gloves. Now, there's not as much padding as in a hockey glove, but it's definitely more maneuverable. And for most of the dueling that we do, it works out great. So, lacrosse gloves. So that is extremely important. If anything, that, and then also head protection. Now, we got two different types of head protection that we use. One is because again, our town's a hockey town, so we have a lot of hockey equipment. It's a hockey helmet with a cage. It works very well for light dueling and stuff like that. However, just note, doing a thrust will enter the cage. So just remember that. But if you're just doing some light dueling and stuff, especially just with the kids, that's not too bad. But the real thing that you really would like to get, fencing helmet. And I've had to order these, but they're not that expensive. You know, I mean, I think with shipping, it costs about $100, $110, something like that. But, so this is our head protection that if you're going for medium or heavy dueling, must have one of these. We don't have many of these, so obviously not a lot of people, but we can't do that at once. But that's what we use. For body protection, this one's a Reebok, and I just colored it all in black and stuff, but it has the chest pad, the shoulder pad, which comes down to almost the elbow. And then we also have elbow pads for it. And these work out very well. And then last but not least, we have knee and shin protection. And of course, you know, your knee goes there, your shin goes there, and it protects that. And obviously you need like groin protection. And yeah, that's what we use, especially like the rest of that equipment, like for the body we use for our medium and heavy dueling, but it's only basically like Jess and I or Braden that will use that stuff. So that is our equipment that we use. And again, I highly recommend at the very least the hand and head protection, at the very least for some light dueling. These blades can hurt your hand a lot. It really can, and it's happened to us, so we definitely know it happens. We've been lucky enough not to get hit in the face without any head protection. But when we have been dueling, Braden and I especially, he'd hit me in the head by accident, and if I didn't have a helmet on, ouch. Who knows? I could have had a broken tooth or broken nose. So definitely wear that kind of protection. Yeah, that's equipment. Definitely need equipment, and that takes the longest for us. It took a bit because again we don't have a lot of money, so we've been getting all this stuff ourselves. But it takes time. No, it wasn't you, Elmo. So yeah, so that is our equipment part. So our schedule that we do is we usually do warm-ups first. Warm-ups are pretty important, and we do that for about 10 minutes or so. And that's right from the head, shoulders, elbows, wrists, you know, all the way down. Then we do a meditation for about 5 minutes, and that's just to clear our heads, get into the dueling part. And it's just a nice time just to have that peace and quiet. Everyone just sits, meditates. Then we usually do announcements. And announcements can be anything from, I don't know, just special events that are going on in the neighborhood or in the city even that is exciting to someone in the group. That's awesome. And then we get down to it. Usually we start with formula or theory. So that'll be the time where for example, theory, for example, would be parts of a lightsaber. Just so you know when I tell you to hold, you know, the palm, to grab the pommel, take off the pommel, you'll know what to do, right? And that's part of our knowledge, test for knowledge later on for our trials. Also, theory will be, okay, I'll stand and let's do some footwork. This is how you're going to do, your triple step or whatever, just this is how you're doing it. And they can watch me do it, and then I'll teach them why it's important to do it. And I'll put it into practice. I'll get, say, Jess to come and why it's important in a saber combat situation. Hey, Gray. How's it going? Glad you could come. So theory. Then we'll do accelerations, which is solo drills. So everyone will get a saber then, and we'll do, say, again, just taking an example of the footwork, we'll do the 3-step. And, and then we'll do why it's important in a duel, right? So you'll swing your saber at a certain point in a 3-step. And so you do solo. And then the next up is velocity. So that's when you have 2-person drills. And that's where you're going to do your choreographed dueling a lot of the time in our thing. So 2 people get up, and I'll say, okay, try the theory out for both of you. They'll try it out, and they'll make it work. And then after that, normally we would have real dueling, but since everyone right now is still an initiate, we don't do real dueling with them. So we'll just finish off the class by them participating in choreographed dueling. And they'll just make it up as they go along, and then they'll practice it over and over again, and they go faster and faster. And then basically the class will end after that. And this is the type of schedule that I have right now, and it seems to have been working pretty well.
It's about an hour. It gives them a lot of time.
Yeah, because we do it on Mondays from 6 to 7, so it gives them an hour, and the whole time they're having fun, and it's great. It's great, and you can just see the joy of just holding a saber, right? It's just amazing. So there's different exercises that we'll do. And for accuracy, we'll use pylons. And, we just use things around us. Again, we don't have a lot of money. But for accuracy, you got to hit in between this. And there'll be different pylons stacked up on tables or chairs or on the floor. And you got to hit here, hit here, hit here for accuracy. And then go faster, faster, and faster. So that's just one of our little things that we do. Also, we do speed and blocking, and we use a Nerf gun for that. I get them to go up, and of course they have to have safety goggles on. Boom, boom. Like that, because you don't want to Nerf a bullet right in your eye. Hold your saber up, and you got to try and block the bullets. And it works their speed, but it also works at their blocking. So those are just a couple of exercises that we do in this. Practicing is fun. I like the collecting too, though, Gray. So we could do both. We could practice and we could collect.
Yeah, we need more sabers.
Yeah, we want more sabers. So we just use different things around our environment to, for speed and accuracy and things like that. And of course, I'll get in there and if they're doing something not right, I'll get in there, show them how, but they get it. They're quick learners, and it's been great. So initiate trials. This was asked the other day, and the initiate trials aren't intended to be very hard, but as an intro to becoming a Padawan, which we'll get harder, right? So we have our test of knowledge, which is 10%. And so our test of knowledge is basically, again, parts of the lightsaber. There's not much to the test of knowledge, but, you know, that's the kind of stuff that we do for the test of knowledge. It's only 10%. Footwork, so there's going to be, like, again, the 3-step or something like that. That's worth 10% also. Now, lightsaber skill part 1 is solo. And that's where I'll tell them, okay, you need to have this in your solo, this in your solo, this in your solo. So I want, you know, say 5 different attacks, 5 different blocking, and I want you to use a 3-step in that somewhere. And that will be their solo lightsaber skill. And then lightsaber skill 2 is with a partner, so velocities. And that is basically putting together a choreographed duel. And I'll say, okay, I want this in it, I want this in it, and this in it. And they'll know ahead of time. And but it's nothing too difficult. So lightsaber skill 1 and 2 are worth 20% each. So that brings us to 60%. The rest of the 40% is what I call always testing. So discipline, integrity, kindness, etc. That's extremely important, especially at the beginning, that you develop those. I want people to be, you know, disciplined, that they're not going to just want to hit someone for no reason, or they're able to stop. For, you know, if they hurt someone, they stop. Integrity, being truthful. When you get, if something comes off, or like I tell them, they have to make sure they check their sabers. Now, if they didn't check their saber, that's a problem, because something can come flying off. Especially sometimes the pommels come off in dueling. So you want to check the saber. So I want to make sure their integrity is good, and I want them to be kind to everyone else. So that always testing is 40% of the mark. And so that makes up 100% of the test. So it's not hard, but it gives them their basic foundation. And then the lightsaber skills, obviously, that percentage will go up for the Padawan trials later on. Now, after the Padawan trial, like for the Padawans, we don't exactly have a lot of people for one-on-one. It's just really Jess and I. Mm-hmm. So we won't be doing a one-on-one only thing, like, the rule of 2, basically. We don't have that at this point in time. It'd be nice to, and maybe eventually we will, but we just don't have, it's just Jess and I right now. And we have 3 students. But, I mean, that's still a good ratio to have. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's our basic academy in a nutshell. So yeah, does anyone have any questions so far? Feel free, ask whatever questions. Comments too, yeah.
How to become a Sith. That's our video coming soon.
That's really cool. Practice really is, as well as philosophy meditation. Yeah, practice is definitely important. And I'd like to do some more videos at our new space. That's where we do our choreographed duels, and our other real dueling is at our new place. So, but we only have a specific time slot that we're allowed. So it's difficult. Like when Braden and I, or any of us, do our choreographed duel, we have about 20 minutes before class starts. So what we put in that 20 minutes is what we put in that 20 minutes. And we do good in those 20 minutes. Yeah. And we're able to put together a quick video, but unfortunately, like, it would be nice to have an hour worth. Yeah, but at this point in time, we just don't have the time for that, and that's fine. Sounds good. Yeah. So, but I like the idea of having See, like having how to become a Jedi Master video and stuff like that, I think would be awesome to do. Eventually I'm still inexperienced at doing this myself. So it's practice for me right now.
Yeah.
And it's been awesome. It's been an amazing journey so far. It really has been. And,
I definitely can't remember life without having these sabers.
Yeah. It's always been about sabers lately for the last few years.
Do you teach them any form they want, or start with the basics?
We start with Sicho, of course. We start with that. It is just simpler, just to start everyone off with Form 1. They will get to pick their second form later on. I have shown them each of the forms.
Yeah.
So that way when they are ready to pick which form they want, they'll be able to pick with their style. So I think one of them wants to do Form 2, Makashi, and I think Braden wants to do... Well, he likes Makashi too, but he likes dual wielding too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I haven't found a dojo here, but how often do you guys practice?
In the house, we practice almost on it. Well, I practice on a daily basis. Jess and I will practice on every few days together. But it'll
become easier once, winter's over here.
Yeah, like winter here, we have snow that's like 4 or 5 feet high. We would normally practice outside, but it's been pretty much impossible to do that lately.
So yeah, without that, we're pretty much outside every evening.
Yeah, every evening we're outside doing it.
Yeah. A few hours a day.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I usually do it when all the kids are in bed, and I'll just, swing a saber, I'll practice form techniques. I've been really trying hard on putting the forms together for Form 6 for that video. And I've been finding it, to do it properly, I've been finding it a bit difficult to do, especially just in our house. We don't have a lot of space in our house. But yeah, everyone will learn Sicho, and then they'll be able to pick their second form. And I think most of them have already picked their second form already. It's just to teach it to them. Yeah. So that'll be fun. Because again, like Jess likes her Form 2 and Form 5.
Yeah.
I like Form 3, Form 5. Again, I like almost all of them, and I incorporate a lot of them. That's why I think eventually I'll be more of a Form 6 practitioner.
From my understanding. Yeah.
Well, Sicho for sure, yes. Makashi, also in our practices, I get them that they have to practice with their offhand also. Mm-hmm. So they have to do it with their dominant hand, thank you. And then they have to practice with their offhand. That's our thing, and that's our practice for, especially when people want to do Makashi after. So that way they can use either hand or dual wield if they choose to after. It's so much easier to do it at the beginning of your training than all of a sudden always being used to doing your dominant hand and you've neglected your offhand.
Yeah.
So that's how I've trained, and that's how I've gotten them to train.
Notice the flaws in your technique and correct them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm definitely no expert. Okay, I really am no expert. I didn't have anyone here to do the training with.
You relied on YouTube.
YouTube videos were my primary thing to look at, and then Jess and I practiced together. Mm-hmm. That was our thing. So I'm definitely not an expert or anything like that, but we had to start somewhere. And I think I have enough knowledge to at least get the students going up. And with practicing with them, I'm also still practicing myself. I mean, it's a martial art, right? So just like any martial art, I mean, it takes a lifetime to master. And that's all right. That's all right. So for many years, an otherwise man knows nothing but learns everything they can. Yeah, you're definitely, exactly. Yeah, you take, there's so many lessons on a daily basis that we learn, and you got to be open to those lessons. Definitely. And you're always learning. I mean, I think the form that, besides Ataru, because I'm not so acrobatic, would probably be my form 2. I'm not so great at Makashi. I'm more with 2 hands for the most part. I can do tricks and stuff, but that doesn't really help in a duel. No. You know, shooting my saber up in the air, by the time it lands in my hand,
you're like sliced in half.
Sliced in half. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, don't you have a background in other martial arts?
Yeah, I've done kendo, and that was about 22 years ago is when I did that. So, you know, we learned sword techniques at that time, which I guess helped me doing this. But it has been 22 years since I'd done that. So it's almost like riding a bike, and your muscle memory kind of comes into play. But, you know, again, I felt like when I was starting off as an initiate. Yeah. I did. But, I mean, some things come back, and I learn and you get your own style going, for sure. Yeah. But there's many YouTube videos that have been awesome in my training, and I take training from different, like, I don't just watch one YouTuber for it. I look at other sword techniques even, and things like that. So we learn from different people on YouTube, and it'd be really nice if, like, eventually when we start like a business going, that we'll have more other adults to actually do this, and maybe some of them are just in hiding right now, like Jedi after Order 66. Because it's still, I get laughed at still at times, or snickered at, because I do lightsaber stuff. I do. And at first I guess I took it to heart, but now, no, it's a great way to stay in shape and to stay focused, disciplined, and it's like another martial art.
Mastering reverse Aniobi. I don't think we've done that.
I've tried the reverse Aniobi, not there yet. So that's definitely one of the things that I try at the new place. It's very awkward, I guess, is how it looks when someone sees it. So I'm not there yet. So I'd love to see when you do that and you accomplish that, Gray. Make sure you post that for us.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because Gray has his own YouTube channel. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and he has some good stuff on there. I enjoy Gray's stuff. So, but yeah, post it on there, and it'd be awesome. Yeah.
I'm gonna go check on the children.
All right. Yeah, she's just gonna be going to check on the kids. Yeah, Ataru. I'm still trying to learn Ataru. I could do a few things. I just learned how to do the butterfly kick, and now I'm 40 years old. right? So it's definitely a little bit more difficult when you're older to learn these new things. But I've learned to do a butterfly kick. I'm currently learning to do a back handspring. Would you use these in combat? Probably not, especially in lightsaber combat. But it definitely will look cool for a choreographed duel after. So I'm definitely trying, and I'm more in shape than I am now than I was 10 years ago. And it feels great, just because of lightsaber combat. Yes, Josh, I can do a cartwheel. Thank you. I could do a cartwheel. I could do a front handspring. I'm about halfway doing the splits. Like I said, I able to do the butterfly kick now. It's a bit sloppy still, but I'm working on that. But right now I'm learning to do the back handspring. Yeah, aching back, eh, Gray? Yeah, Ataru takes too much energy, for sure. It's only, I think, good for really just to show a cool choreographed duel. And using Ataru.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the techniques for dodging are good though. I use the dodging techniques against Brayden when we have dueled. Mm-hmm. So dodging is great from Ataru, but you're definitely not going to do a back handspring in a real duel. You're with a lightsaber, I mean, you're not going to pretty much do a butterfly kick either. Mm-hmm. But that would look cool on camera.
That would look cool on camera.
Yeah. Same with like even Gem So is pretty energy intensive because it's more of an aggressive form. So you could keep it up, but you're going to want to win the battle like sooner than later. Whereas, Makashi, I find, is energy efficient. Well, it is energy efficient. Drink.
He's Form 3.
Form 7. Yeah, Form 3 is that's my first form. Mm-hmm. Before I even learned Cho, I was trying to learn Form 3, and I love Form 3. Mm-hmm. The defense is great, but it still does take energy to use that, and you're eventually going to want to strike. So hopefully they wear out their energy before I do.
Or is it Form 7 where it's Form 5? It's full on force, right?
Power, yeah using your power.
So I mean, say Annie Obi, right?
Yeah.
Where Anakin was just using full power, and you're going to tire yourself out before Form 3. So.
Only Obi-Wan can do it. Well, yeah. Exactly. He mastered Form 3, right? That's what even Windu said, was that he mastered Form 3. So, or he is the master.
He is the master
of Form 3. Yeah. So that's definitely awesome. Our weaknesses is just combat that makes it different.
That's true too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a master of a form, I mean, it's going to be, I think it's going to be your own personal weaknesses that will, that will determine the outcome of something. Like if you haven't practiced blocking on your right side, very much, well then, you're gonna be weak on that side.
And a lot of people think if you're, into Makashi, right, that just leaves you open for a bunch of weaknesses. But again, bringing the Star Wars universe into it, Count Dooku's the master of that. And the way he uses it, you don't see any weakness.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, really though, if you're up against a powerful thing like Form 5, if you hit hard enough, that might come out of that person's hand, that saber, if they're just holding it with one hand. So, I don't know. I guess, maybe you'll know if it's a powerful hit, you'll just dodge it though, too.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to have the speed when it comes to Makashi, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Star Wars universe, obviously, isn't real.
No.
And it's all choreographed dueling on there, but a lot of it you could take into the real world. But I've had, if I've used one hand, yes, again, I'm not an expert, right? But if I used one hand, someone uses two hands and just tries to smack that out of my hand, man, my saber goes flying.
See, and I've seen it with your duels with Brayden. You haven't smacked the lightsaber out of his hand.
Yeah.
But you see it's not stable.
Yeah, but I think that's all our own form, though, too. Our own personal, I got to be able to grip it better at certain ways, certain times. I got to grip it better, move it slightly if I need to.
Yeah.
Come around. Use it. Yeah. Yeah.
Depends on the user.
Yeah, I agree. Each user is, will have, the user itself will have the weakness, not the actual form itself. Yeah. So.
Because even personally, I love Makashi.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a practice thing, but, that's on me.
Yeah.
I don't use it as well as the form actually asks for.
But it takes, like you said, it takes practice. Lots of practice. Practice. Yeah. So, Gray, what's your form? Do we have anyone close to Padawan level? Well, probably Brayden. Brayden is pretty close, and I think he'd be able to pass it probably right now. But there's still things that I'd like to teach.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much there. You've seen him in some of our choreographed duels. He has some skill going on. So he's probably ready to do the trials and stuff like that. I think the things that I got to teach a little bit more is footwork. I was supposed to do that last week, and we ended up doing dodging, and we ended up doing just dodging, and then we did speed tests with the Nerf gun. Brayden is pretty close. If I was to test him right now, he'd probably be able to, besides the little bit more footwork that I need to teach, he'd be able to pass.
Even the always testing, he's got the discipline, integrity.
Yeah, Brayden's been good for kindness, and he's helped out, and he keeps helping out. So, and even the other student, I won't mention names because I don't want to, but she is doing very well too. She's only been training since we actually. See, Brayden's been training for a little bit longer than we've had the academy. She started when the academy started in November, but she caught on quick.
Oh yeah.
She caught on quick, and she does very well, and I'm very proud of her. and I think soon she'd be able to do the tests too, the trials.
Footwork is very important. It is highly overlooked.
It is. I almost have overlooked it myself. I learned a lot of forms and stuff, but didn't really look at the footwork too much. And but once I started doing that, there's definitely a noticeable difference with the proper footwork. So before I pass anyone, and that's on me, that I have to teach that.
Yeah.
Not on them. They have to learn it, but I got to teach it first.
Yeah, probably the next class.
Yeah, tomorrow's the next class. Yeah,
so
tomorrow's the next class. Yeah.
That's a flaw I had to overcome.
Yeah. I think we all have our flaws that we have to overcome, and mine is similar, was the footwork, and really I was just out of shape when I started. I was out of shape, and
Excuses.
Excuses, I know, right? Yeah, but it's a good physical activity. I mean, a lot of people again will have laughed at me, but they also see how much happier, how much healthier I've been. Again, I mean, I've just learned to do a butterfly kick at 40 years old.
Yeah, well, you said you feel healthier now than you did at in your 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. So I gotta do more cardio though. Cardio would be good. Cardio. Yeah. So when spring comes, I'll probably maybe start running a little bit.
Bring the dog out.
Yeah, I'll run with the dog.
Run with the dog together out. Yeah, footwork's super important. I mean, from stances to actually reminding yourself that you don't just stand still.
Yeah.
In a duel, you need to be moving around.
Yeah, I think that's when we all start. We just want to stand still and we want to swing our saber.
And,
but to actually learn that we actually have to move and move away and move forward and move from the side to side.
The other person guessing.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've learned to just laugh at them back in my head, and it's all good.
I'm sure all these
master must master at least 1-1-2. I'll never attempt knowingly until I master 1 and 2. I will same form 3 in the ways. Yeah. See. Yeah, definitely master those, and we all have our different timelines. Like I said, I've been really trying to do this video on Naman on Form 6, and it's been a bit difficult to try and incorporate everything properly into the video.
Yeah.
I don't want the video to be an hour long either.
No, but there's so much to know about the form.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to just okay, I'm quickly going to do this.
Yeah, because I want to be able to show somewhat properly. And eventually I'd like to go back over Sicho and Mikashi and do maybe because it was more beginners, right? What we did. So I'd probably like to do, okay, Sicho, here's an intermediate now.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Right? Now that we've been using it longer and stuff.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah. Because those first few videos, too, I was very awkward. Just being in camera.
Well, it was your first videos.
Yeah.
I mean, besides unboxings.
Yeah.
So we've had,
Yeah.
Naman takes true master.
Because you need a great amount of knowledge and skill in all the other forms. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You need to know all the other forms properly, and I guess that is where, I'm having a hard time. I'm still learning. I'm still learning these forms too. I just put these beginner things up for forms just because, I wanted to show other people, and yeah. I definitely think Form 1 is a must, and Form 2 I think it's beneficial to have Form 2, but I'll be honest, I never like mastered Form 2, and I went to Form 3.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting what this person said, though, so, don't hold this against me. This is just my own opinion. I think what I've seen and heard from others, like, you have your pillars that you need to do, but I think you can learn Form 3 without mastering Form 2. I mean, that's just my opinion and just my own experience, inexperience opinion.
Yeah.
But I would like to master all the forms, so, but it takes patience and time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's tired?
Having kids makes you tired.
Yeah. So, yeah. We're probably going to end shortly, though. So if there's any more questions or comments or anything, feel free.
If we should get the kids down here to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, I guess.
David was excited to come.
Yeah, okay. All right. Kids wanted to come say hi to YouTube land, so we'll talk while she gets the kids.
Can't do this one too.
Oh, so you have his sound font on yours, don't you?
Yeah, on my.
On your Dark Menace.
I wonder if there's batteries.
Yeah, Jessica has Count Dooku on her sound font for hers, her red saber, because that's who she likes is Dooku for his Form 2, but her favorite character is Anakin/Vader. So David wants to come say hi again. That's why I waited towards the end of the video, though, for it to happen.
Hi, buddy.
Wait till we're on camera.
My little Padawans here. There's my little Padawans there.
Hey, hi!
Hi.
Yeah, Alyssa already knows some cool lightsaber stuff. She has her own plastic lightsaber.
Yeah, for now.
But she definitely loves it.
1 year old, man, she knew what she was
Yes,
doing.
that was one of her things she picked up first was this lightsaber.
Yeah.
So, and of course there's David. Yeah, he has his own Ultra Saber right now too. He got.
Look at the camera. That camera. That camera.
So someone already said, "Hi, David, young Padawan. Have a great night or day." And hi, little one.
Hi.
So, but thanks everyone for joining in the live chat.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it, and hope everyone has a great day. And may the force be with you.
All right, later.
Bye, everybody.